my name is Abby and welcome to my channel. I've been wanting to do this for so long. Finally! Well, thank you for being here. This is my first time in YouTube, so thank you in advance. Alright, so I had a lot to say, so where should we start? I made a cheat sheet, that way I stay in script, otherwise I will go over the branches. Okay, so, hello! Do the thing. Chole! Well, hello. Sorry if I scare you. That is one of my 1,000 personalities, so get used to it, okay? Today I'm gonna talk about me and my story because this is my channel and I wanna talk about it. I'll get bored of it at some point and I'll start talking about those things. But as of for now, since you're getting to know me, I will be talking about myself and where I come from and how my villain arc started. Starting with, I am a self-taught graphic designer. Honestly, I'm a self-taught anything, everything. When I was young, I started the therapy session when I was very young. I wanted to study so many things. And when I got out of high school, I had so many plans for myself. I wanted to study psychology. I wanted to study graphic design. I wanted to study communications. And here I am. I'm gonna communicate about how I self-taught myself graphic design. Yeah, through psychology. How about that? So my jack of all trades actually came to an end. A beginning. And I have finally found the vessel where I can just put all these skills into one single place. I love it. It's never too late. I'm only 33 years old and I'm just finding finally my place. Okay, so the script that I put here is this. I taught myself graphic design started in 2024. That is, for the ones that don't know how to count, 2 years ago. 2 years later, I got fired from my first design job. And that might be the best thing ever happened to me. Honestly, I hope this is the future Abby of the future. Oh, by the way, my name is Abby. Nice meeting you. Anyways, because as in for right now, I don't see how this is the best thing that ever happened to me. But I know that will be the case. Anyways, Act 1, teaching myself. How did I teach myself graphic design? I don't need this anymore, thank you. 2 years ago, I decided go all in for my dreams. The thing is that what was my dream? I knew exactly what my dream was, but I didn't know how would I get there. How am I gonna do all these things? I mean, I come from such a humble beginnings that I just don't see how am I gonna climb the ladder. But you know what? I am not any different than any other human being that ever climbed the ladder. So why would I diminish myself? I'm not any less than anybody else that actually made it. So I made a plan. Thanks to AI, I actually impromptu him to make a roadmap with baby actionable steps for me to get to the life I wanted. And here I am. 2 days later, I homeschooled myself or self-taught myself. I actually was homeschooling. I have a almost 13-year-old boy. And I was homeschooling at the time. Oh, look at me. Now my villain arc is gone. Now the sweet Abby is here. Welcome. Oh my god, I am so excited about this because I don't think I ever shown myself the way I am to anybody in public. No, take that back. I have a lot of friends that they actually know who I really am and how crazy I am, but I'm really excited to share this with the world, you know? Anyway, so I was talking about, because it cut off, I was talking about me homeschooling my son, and he's almost 13 years old. So I also took the time in homeschooling myself too. So I created a curriculum for him. At the time he was in 5th grade. He's now in 7th grade. Anyway, so I made a curriculum for him and a curriculum for myself. So as he was studying, like doing his homework on the side, I will also do my homework in like theory. I will do a lot of courses. I was doing a lot of courses online, and that was awesome. Oh my gosh. So I was working part-time at a jiu-jitsu gym. When you get to know me, you know that jiu-jitsu is like 70 to 80% of my personality. It used to be worse, but now I'm a brown belt. Thanks. I'm a brown belt, and that is just like uh like my favorite color is just there. You know, it exists. I don't need to tell everybody that my favorite color is blue, which is not, um but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I was working at the time with amazing opportunity, amazing community. For those who don't have, I'm a jiu-jitsu preacher, okay? So you're gonna hear me saying a lot. Please do jiu-jitsu. It's gonna be the best thing that will ever happen in your life. I used to think myself as a shy and introverted person, and jiu-jitsu healed me in such a way that I realized that wasn't me. That was a version of people perceptions of me. So I that wasn't me at all. When I look back at 12-year-old Abby, I was so full of life, and I was like, you know, so opposite of what people actually thought about me, and used to tell me like, you're introverted, you're so quiet, da, 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 da. And all those labels start being part of who you are, your personality, and you just adopt them. And that's why when you heal, and you know, you I'm very into self-development too, and this is why I took the rails of my rails. Okay, and we're gonna do that a lot because my English is all not so good. It's good enough for me to communicate in camera, for example, and say my thoughts almost as fast as they come. Um, but what I was saying is that I lost the train of thought. Oh my god! And see, this is why I made a sheet, because otherwise I will be here for a whole hour, and that's okay. Whoever wants to listen to me ramping and yapping for a whole hour, that's amazing. And that's why I actually decided just to do a YouTube channel instead, because I was trying to make Instagram reels and stuff. Like, I'm not made for that. I'm sorry. It's just so shallow and so short, and I just can't. I just can't. I cannot say what I have to say in a minute reel. I'm sorry for the people that has such a short span that they can only scroll for hours. And actually, I was one of those persons, especially after COVID, because I didn't have anything to do, you know. And yes, I did. I took advantage of COVID in many ways because I didn't have anything to do, but also there was a lot of free time, you know. So that got me very addicted to Instagram at some point. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that I actually took charge of my life and decided to go all in for my dreams. And I made a curriculum for myself to study and go through the graphic design path. I thought myself, I said taught myself, but honestly, like people, in my eyes, people that teaches themselves has a drive, right? Then I think when you pay for school, the school and what you're paying for is your accountability partner. When you're self-teaching yourself, you are your own accounted partner. Self, you're responsible for your future, okay? Either if you're in school or not, because school can only teach you so much, right? It's a bombard of knowledge, and it's up to you what you do with that, right? Anyways, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that, yeah, I got fired. I actually had the opportunity to work with these amazing people that were amazing, and I was very happy that I had a great opportunity to work with them, and I was exposed into what printing was. This was a company, a signage and printing company, very popular here in Orlando, and they were amazing, but because I still trying to teach myself, I still, let's say in school, in graphic design in school, back at the time, I was studying branding, which is the branch that I want to go through graphic design, because like you can do so much with graphic design, and especially nowadays with all the technology that there is. But because, and that's the thing about school, you see everything, so like they teach you about everything, that at the end, when you get out of school, you just really have to choose one and start basically from zero and be specialized through that, right? So what I did was, like, I saw all the options that there was, and for some reason brand strategy and brand design was what attracted me so much, about branding, and it made so much sense because, um, I love philosophy. I love psychology. I love reading. Since I'm like 10 years old, I have such a third for not thirds. Third. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I was thirsty. I was thirsty. Okay, of knowledge. Um, so I would read so much, and honestly, like looking back right now, all the books that I used to read, I'm like, wow, that really all those books were just my mentor throughout my entire life, and is who I am now. I'm a collection of all the books I have read in my life. But yeah. So what else do we have here? See, this is why it's good. This is good. How I actually started, we just talked about that. What made me decide this route? Um, what made me decide this route? I've always loved graphic design. I've always loved art. I've always loved art. I'm a artist in all the ways, in all the media. I love writing. I love reading. I love music. I love art, um, like drawing, painting, digital art, any type of self expression. I think it's just art. It doesn't matter how it looks. There's no such a thing a beautiful art and ugly art. This is just not. It's just a form of expression. Same with poems, and same with, So I've always seen art as a form of expression, which it is. And that's why I've always loved art, and I was always encouraged by my parents to kind of reinforce that, like, writing. I love writing. I love reading because it's just like it feeds your soul. I love, and this is why I'm so attracted to strategy, and why it made so much sense to me. Um, Anyways, next, let's keep in track. That way, this video is not so long. Little by little, we're gonna get to know each other. So, you probably will hear these stories more often as we get familiar with each other. What learning looked like in my self direct learning, again, it was just like a school, because I was homeschooling my son. So, and I worked from 3 p.m. to 9:10 ish p.m. So it was just a normal school. We will get up at 7 a.m. in the morning. I will probably get up earlier because since I love jiu-jitsu so much, I'm also very in touch with my physical. So I will get up 6 a.m., go to the gym, come back, shower, breakfast. You know, by the latest, maybe 9 a.m., we will be sitting on our computer doing our homework. Lunch, keep more work. So it was really just like it was 6 to 8 hours every day, maybe for a full year. Okay, of me doing this, of self teaching myself, and with lots of courses going at the same time. I was really just structuring like a school, and thanks to AI that made that curriculum. Through the more I started refining exactly what I like, the branches that I like about graphic design, the more I start tweaking and fixing my curriculum of how I want it for my own. And then, after lunch at 3 p.m., yeah, somewhere around 3 p.m., I will leave with my son to my dojo, or my jiu-jitsu gym, which is where I used to work at that time. Then, luckily, I got hired. I found out at this place that I talk about. It was a big signage and printing company. I worked there maybe for like 9 months. I learned a lot, but the reason I got fired was because I was working in an office, and designs will come here and there, but something that I learned about this place is that because they were all self-taught, the owners, both of the owners, were self-direct people. I didn't, I didn't show enough um, willingness to learn in there, right? I was very much hyper focused on my own learning, because I still in my mind, like even though I wasn't actually paying for school, I was still following a curriculum and learning in the clock sometimes, because I didn't, we didn't have, when we didn't have any designs and stuff. But even though when we had designs, my mind was not detached, and always making this comparison of like the things that I'm learning and the things that we're not implementing here in the office, right? This is not a design, in an in-house design. Okay, this is literally just business owners that come with no branding, and this is how I learned a lot about branding. Okay, because again, I was learning branding at the time. I was able to make this comparison of all this business on that they didn't have their branding set. So I will realize, like, okay, so we will have a lot of back and forward from the customer, that they didn't like this color, that they didn't like this typography, because they didn't have a personality set for their business, and they're saying everything and saying nothing at all at the same time. Oh my god, those AI posters that are nowadays, like, is so saturated with information that we literally will get those requests. So because we had we will make these grabs, like all car or vans for this company's wrap. They wanted to like have almost like their whole website printed in the thing, and it's like, is people going to be able to read all this? It just doesn't make sense. It's just, well, we have to do that. Was a lot, like the client didn't like this, the client didn't like that. But why they didn't like it? Didn't Aren't they supposed to be, aren't they supposed to be a plumbing company? Why do they want, which this actually happened, this was legit a story from there. Why do they want red hearts in a plumbing irrigation company? Like, what? Why you want red hearts literally in your fleets for your irrigation company? Just that. Anyways, these are the discussion. Oh my god! And how about, we had one day, what is it called? These companies that kill the mosquitoes and stuff like that. Exterminations. We had an extermination company that they were bringing, I don't know, maybe like 50 trucks. And they came with a brand guide. It was a one sheet brand guide that you can tell it was just made in a Word, in a Word document, just with slapped some colors in there, and their mascot. Dude, I was trying to convince so hard to the owner of the company I was working to, because he was a sale guy, to please contact these people to help them change their mind on changing their mascot, because this is just like, it looks, if I see that a truck from this company anywhere else, I will take my kid away from that truck, because that mascot is freaking creepy, dude. It is, I don't know. Anyways, so what I'm saying is that I am very happy with the opportunity that this company gave me, because it actually exposed me to what design looks like when there's no strategy behind, and it just clicks so much with what I wanted to do, because not just as a graphic designer, I wanted to make art, pretty designs, right? But because of my nature of finding purpose, and listen, I've been in my life in the search of my own life purpose for basically my whole life. So to find branding and to find the strategy behind it, that it has to make sense with what with the really foundation and the root of what that business is, it just resonates so much with me that I am just so excited about this journey. I'm so happy I'm making these YouTube videos because I just can talk for hours. And actually, this microphone, my best friend gifted to me because she knows me. She knows me that I have so much to say and I can jab all day. So, thank you. Actually, emailing. I email a lot of people around the area and to say like, hey, you guys. And I'm always honest, like I'm a self-taught graphic designer. I only have this much time with experience. Although I might have only that period, like I homeschool myself, right, to graphic design. But I actually went to school, to art school back in Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela. Okay. I went to art school before I came here, and I came when I was turning 3 years old. I went to school when I was 18, art school. I used to do art school, and I used to do accounting, I think they call it here, accounting school. And I used to say one for the soul and one for the pocket. And that's probably why, from the accounting side, I'm very clear what business should look like, and the art, for the soul. I learned so much, and it was only 1 year because then I got pregnant, and I had to leave school. But I'm happy everything. Listen, things happen for a reason, and now that I'm as old that I am, and I look back of everything that have happened and all the bad situations that have happened in my life, they were all meant to be there for a reason, because it's who I am right now, and I'm so proud of that. And I'm so proud of all the things I overcame. And even at this situation when I have no job, and I'm actually making a YouTube content, which is like nuts, right? Um, but I know this is just a start of something amazing, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to actually keep doing this because I'm very excited. I'm very excited about what this is going to take me. Okay, so let's keep going. I made a design for this guy's company. It was like a concrete. I don't even want to say what the name of the company was, but just the name of the company, man. And I actually made it look professional because that it was just like, even the name of the company. How are you gonna be a serious company with that name? I don't want to say the name because I don't want people googling it. I know, and I'm not even all that, but anyways, it was like something kind of sexual. Okay, so it was like, oh my god, how? Obviously, there was no strategy behind this. This is just a joke, right? And even though if it was a joke, I'm trying to make this look more professional, because if you want serious business, you're not gonna uh, find, I don't know what kind of audience you want to attract, but with that name, I don't know. See, this is why strategy is so important, because what kind of audience do you want to attract? Let's make something that is not good looking, but like let's make something that aligns with that same audience, And that's why I heard something from Seth Godin saying yesterday, you are your audience. You are a reflection of your audience, because him saying, me as a 50-year-old, I'm not going to be talking to a 20-year-old because they're not going to relate to me and I'm not going to relate to them. So I am my own audience. And that makes so much sense, It just like, it makes me ache, And I was, and another of the reasons why um, I wasn't too interesting. And in the beginning, I was all in this at this job, And then when I realized that there was just we're just taking orders from, it, move it to this side, change it to this color. I don't like this typography. Let's change the font. What about if the font is like we're just taking orders from these people, And which I'm okay with that. For the beginning, you have to start somewhere, right? But at the same time, when I would like to, for the customer to understand that this is for their own good, and no me trying to argue, like, I don't think, not that I'm not trying to listen to you or what you have to say, but you have to have a strategy behind the graphics that you're putting out there for your audience representing your company, All right. So it was, and also I started to, that was in the beginning. I was very involved into this. And then as the time went by, I'm like, I'm just going to do my own. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to study. I'm going to keep studying. And I started making my portfolio. And that took all my attention. I hyper focus on my project. Sometimes people wouldn't even see me outside of the office, for days. And it's like, okay, we haven't had any designs lately, and I'll be having even bother to like ask if like, hey, let's, because they're very involved. Oh my, I love them. I love this company. They're an amazing team. Um, but yeah, they're not an in-house branding strategy like I wanted it, right? I was just taking orders of what the graphics should look like. I was just being paid for knowing the software. That's it. Alrighty. So yeah, I hyper focus, and that's okay. Moving on, I got fired. They told me like, "Hey, Abby, you don't have the experience that we wanted." That's what they say when they fire me. You don't have the experience that we need in the signage department. What they didn't know is I did have the experience because I did a course on 3D design. Uh, but because I wanted to be more of an asset, because like I say, it was a signage and wrapping company. I was very involved in the wrapping department. That was amazing. But I wasn't too involved when I got there. I didn't have signage experience. I did my own studies and my own experience into signing and signage. And I did my own mock-ups, and I did, where to the point that I could totally help in that department. But I didn't want them to know that, because that would mean that there will be more job for me to do. And if there was more jobs for me to do, there will be less time for me to invest on my own studies and on my own portfolio. Yes, I did that. And that's why I got fired, and I understand, But hey, look, it got me where I wanted, it got me the experience I wanted it. And it really just showed me exactly where meant to be, I'm not meant to be in a print and signage house without a branding strategy behind. If we have, if we wouldn't accept, this is what I actually thought while I was working there. If we wouldn't accept any project without any brand guides, that would have been amazing. Then the job, it will feel more meaningful to me. We'll actually do our best to keep this line guidelines to express this company the way that the brand guidelines it says, right? And that's what graphic design should actually be, to actually translate something that means something into something visual, not just taking orders to like switch this pixel to this pixel. No. Now, after 2 years of intensely studying graphic design and brand strategy, I have decided to launch my studio. Um, I have done a few passion projects already. I came up with a process, because I read many books on brand strategy, especially, please, I'm sorry if I'm gonna butcher your name, Marty Neumeier. I don't know. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna put his name and some of the books I have read down in the description somewhere. This is the first time I do this, so I don't even know how to do that. So the process of doing this is probably gonna be kind of slow in the beginning and very raw material, but it's okay. The more I do this, the more I'll get used to it. I know I'm a natural because I have practiced to do this, and honestly, I've been in sales, I've been in business, I've grew. Help grow startups from the ground up, and I love doing this, and this is why I love brand strategy so much. And all these jobs, that have helped me to flourish this personality that I have now, and all these skills, because I studied sales for maybe 6 months, like steady, high ticket, and At my jiu-jitsu gym, I was also the sales person, but I know I wasn't giving the best of me there either, because I was kind of lost. I was kind of lost on trying to figure out where I wanted to go there, and at some point I think I was kind of I numbed myself a little, because know the time to get emotional, but because I have all these dreams and I didn't even know where to start. And I'm just so grateful for my jiu-jitsu community, for my coach, that he believed in me. I remember one day he he noticed, like, this man has a skill to read people is amazing. Um, I was continuously being like kind of lost in my mind. This is before I decided to homeschool myself and my son. Um, and this is what changed it for me. He said, because I'm really good at jiu-jitsu. Not to be humble, but I'm really good at jiu-jitsu. If I wanted to like be all out, which I try to be all out in jiu-jitsu, I could. But I realized that jiu-jitsu is for me. I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to share that with anybody, but I didn't want that to become my life. Jiu-jitsu is my life, but I didn't want to make my living off of jiu-jitsu, because then for me it kind of, I realized that it took the joy from that, because I went to jiu-jitsu to forget about everything. I used to go to jiu-jitsu just to, you know to just realize how badass I am, And even though I'm really good at supporting other people and encourage them, sometimes when you don't have it within you, it's really hard for you to show up for other people. So that's where I realized I'm telling you, when I have done many paths in my life. I am a yoga instructor too. I'm not currently exercising that role, but I did do my yoga certification, and I tried to do that for a while, and I realized that yoga was also for my own healing, because I needed to heal myself in order to offer that to other people, and yoga was a big outlet for that. I've done yoga for longer than I have done jiu-jitsu. So I've been in the path for a long time. Okay, so I've been in the search of where I belong for a long time, and I finally found it, and I'm so happy to share this here. I don't think, like, I immediately knew every time I went down the route of trying these new things. Like, for example, I did my certification in yoga, and I was so excited because of the knowledge, right? When it came down to the practice to actually teach the yoga, I enjoy it too, but there was moments in which I needed it for myself, and I didn't have that time. I had to show up for other people regardless, and I just didn't have it. I just didn't have it. And I realized, yoga is for me. Same thing happened for jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu so much that I wanted to share with so many people, but then when the time came to share with other people, yes, I was good at it, but at the same time, sometimes I had to show up for other people when I didn't even show up for myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was when I realized, the search is who I am. Okay, my purpose is to find a purpose, and that's why brand strategy just makes so much sense for me. It makes so much sense for me. I have been in my search for my purpose for such a long time that I didn't realize that my purpose was to find purpose. How crazy that is! I love it. Uh, anyway, so now I'm running my own studio. Okay, I opened my own business, and I'm offering my brand strategy now. Little by little, you guys will be seeing more of my work. I have done passion projects before, but I never record the process, so I didn't really make any videos about how I do things. Now I'm gonna start doing it. I'm now looking for, I have an interview soon about for a graphic design position that I have. By the way, what time is it? Okay, I have plenty of time. But ideally, this is a contract, a temporary contract, which ideally is just gonna help me to just ramp up, like help me to pay my bills while I build this, you know. Ideally, I'm planning on making YouTube content once a week. And from that, I will just make maybe some clips and put them on Instagram, just for my people on Instagram to see that I have this platform. It just makes a lot more sense for me because I'm not a short content kind of person. And honestly, like Bruce Lee says, go with your nature and not against it. So I love dropping, and whoever is here to hear me out, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I hope you stick around and like who I am. And if you don't, well, there's the door, baby. Anyways, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for what's coming. And yeah, if you want to hear more about this jobbing, about how I got started in my process in branding, because this is honest, branding is connected to everything I am. Okay, all my philosophy through martial arts and all my philosophy through all the books I have ever read in my life. I have 23 years non-stop reading, and I'm so proud of that. I have never let school get in the way of my learning. Never. Okay, so I am full of cliches, let's say, because I have all this self-development programming stuck in my head. So you will hear a lot of that. Okay, I will encourage you to always do your best, be yourself, and find your path. Oh, because when you are yourself, like naturally, when you are yourself and do your best, your path always find you. Like brand strategy found me. Anyway, so if you want to hear more about this, don't forget to subscribe. It will help me to also like. I really don't know how the likes help yet, but if you do, I will much appreciate it. Thank you so much for staying the whole time. And yes, I'm really excited about this. Thank you.